Hello everybody, it's been a while since I posted about my collection of the monster at the end of this book. The little golden book that we all knew growing up. So this, I believe, is my fourth installment. It is going to be a little different in the fact that not everything is actually just the monster at the end of this book. It'll include other things that are also in it, but I'll show you once I get started here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, the first thing I have here is the Together box. It is a box that was put out in the 70s. How long it was put out, I don't know. But it included more than just the monster at the end of this book. It had two other Sesame Street golden books, little golden books. And then it had some other stuff in it too. Some Telltale books, some cards, a little puppet thing of Grover. If you want to see more about this here book, I actually have a separate video where I actually opened up this and showed all the items that are in it. But because the monster at the end of this book was the most popular Sesame Street book, most sets of Sesame Street books it is included in. And I'll show you that here on the next one here. Here we go, another set that includes the monster at the end of the book. I always put it in the front because then I know where it's at. This one has 8 different books in it. I don't like to buy the sets very often because I'm paying for 8 books where I already got the monster at the end of this book that's in this. But because it's unique in a set, so I figured I would go ahead and buy it, this one. And I also bought one other one. Favorite Sesame Street Friends, 10 different books. And of course, the monster at the end of this book is in that one too. They've made several other sets. Maybe if I see them cheap on eBay, I might buy another set or two. All right, then here in the, I think this was in the 90s, but I'm not sure. Nope, 2005 is when this was copyright. And it was available through Walmart. And what is this? It's a sticker set. And of course, there is the sticker right there, the monster of the golden book. And the goal was just to take the sticker and then find the book that it matched and put it on it. It's kind of interesting that they went ahead and they put the stickers in the same order that they have them on the sheet that you're supposed to put it on. But I guess they don't expect 60-year-old guys that are going to do it need more of a challenge than a 5-year-old kid. But but I got 2 of those. One I actually might put the sticker on there just for fun, but not today. All right, and this is a book about collecting little golden books, and I bought it for the main reason was because it shows the little girl here reading the monster at the end of this book on the cover. So it tells you how popular the book is. But I also did it because it has lots of good information about all of the books in it. Tells you how to know when they were printed, etc. This book is how I figured out that they reused the number for the little golden book, the monster at the end of this book, that I mentioned in my, I believe it was my first video of this collection. All right, now we're going to get to the items that aren't even books that are related. Here we have a kid-size t-shirt that shows on it, you turn the page. And then on the back it says, you turned another page. I bought this because they didn't have an adult size at the time. So I went ahead and bought the small. But then it turned out my little sister actually found an adult size one. So she bought that for me. I don't have it here. It's sitting in the dirty clothes because I wear it so often because I like it so much. And I believe I wore that in my second video, I believe. I have another shirt that I believe I wore in the first video that actually shows the book itself on the front of the shirt. All right. Now, I have some large socks here. The monster at this end of this book, socks, which I haven't decided if I'm going to wear or not, or whether I'm going to leave them. Maybe I'll buy a second set. Who knows? But it's kind of neat because it has the, you turn another page. And the first sock has the, you turn the page. So I bought a set of socks. Okay, and I bought, why I bought these, I don't know, because it was just related to the monster at the end of this book, and I saw it on eBay. Little babies, footies. Apparently they got a little rattler in it. But it's supposedly based off the monster at the end of this book. At least that's what it says right there. So because it said that, I bought them. All right, now we're getting into some more unique stuff. This is a keychain with the monster on the end of this book on it. By Rural Jewelry. And she has a Facebook page. Or they. I'm not sure whether it's a female or a male, or if they prefer another pronoun. So I'll just use the they. Rural Jewelry, Facebook.com, and then she also has an Etsy shop. So if you want to get a custom The Monster at the End of this book keychain, that's where you go. Now, I could have got this next item in a keychain also, but seeing how I already had a keychain, I chose to get this one in necklace form. I haven't worn it yet, but who knows, maybe I'll start. I work in an industrial environment, and it's not safe to be wearing necklaces, so I choose not to wear this unless I might wear it if I go out, when I go out. But I bought it because it was square as opposed to round. Of course, it says the monster at the end of this book. It's keychain. Or not keychain, necklace. So I have the necklace and the keychain. But it was also sent with the ring, so if I want to turn it into a keychain, I could. All right. Here's a set of stickers here that I bought. And it has various Sesame Street characters. But I bought it because this here particular one, let's see if I can find it. All right, was not originally said by Matthew McConaughey. It was actually said in the book, The Monster at the End of this book, by Grover. He is the first one that I know of to say, all right. So that's why I bought these stickers. And I actually bought a couple sets because they were cheap. Some I'm going to give away, some I'm going to keep. All right, so this is a very unique. Now we're getting into the parody type stuff. Stuff that's not really the monster at the end of this book, but it is based off of it. These are, I think it was 2022, but I'm not sure. There was a set of Garbage Pail the Kids stickers called Bookworms, I believe is what the set was called. And so every sticker was based off a book. So here we have Gobbled Grover, who of course was based off the monster at the end of this book. And there's it's a puzzle that you put together with all the cards. So that is that one. But if for some reason every set of Garbage Pail Kids, they have two different names for the same person. This is Gobbled Grover. And this one, which I found interesting, is Page Turner. So what an evil guy turning all the pages. This is Page Turner, so it's based off the story of the monster at the end of this book. So I bought those. My concern about buying these is that they have them in various different colors and different borders and etc. And you can, if you're into sports cards and stuff, you can actually get caught up in trying to get, you know, a different card of every single color, etc. And different colors have limited quantities because some of them will only have, you know, 5 of that, or 10 or 25 or 50. So you could actually end out searching quite a while to get all the ones in the what they call the rainbow. All right. Here is, I'm hoping to find the original of this. This was a article that was in the Onion. If you're not familiar with what the Onion is, the Onion was a parody newspaper. And so this parody is, and this was published in 1999, says Sesame Street, as the street that was on. Tragedy struck this peaceful, educational New York neighborhood Saturday when a horrible, scary monster dismembered and devoured television star Grover, despite the monster's continuous urging to beginning reader Brian Wilson, 6, not to turn the page. Apparently, this warped, sadistic child was intent on seeing Grover attacked and killed, said Police Sergeant William Rudin at the crime scene. Nothing else could explain his repeated insistence of ignoring lovable 40-year-old Grover's frantic and explicit warnings on virtually every page. Witnesses say that as Grover was viciously savaged and eaten by the monster on the last page, he used his final words to denounce Wilcox for his cruelty. The NYPD has ruled out the possibility that Wilcox was aided by an accomplice, telling reporters Brian read this book all by himself. So it's a parody based off the book, The Monster at the End of this book, which I thought was kind of funny. So I'm hoping to get an original copy of this. Speaking of other monsters, I shouldn't say that because here is The Monster at the End of the World, a parody starring Donald Trump. Rather than on Sesame Street, it's on Trump Avenue. And it's just a parody of the book. And so I'm not going to read all through it, but I'll flip through some of the pages for you. I have an idea. If you turn the page faster, we'll get to the end faster and see the monster faster. You turn the page because I said to. Everyone should do it, I say. There he's building his wall. This will be a monster wall. Turn the pages. So it appears as if President Trump is encouraging people to turn the page to get to the end of the world. Next page of the end of this book, and there is a monster who brings the end of the world. And you turn it. But I have another parody here, and this is just the opposite. This is the hipster at the end of this book. This would be like, well, it's hard to explain what a hipster is. I know what it is, but it's hard to explain. Yes, here it is. It's talking about this. What a shameful waste of paper for the cover page. That's similar to, Grover saying this was a boring page. On the first page, did it say a hipster at the end of the book? So there's the hipster is is encouraging you not to turn the pages. You know, fully appreciate the consequences you can on someone of nauseating progressive in their ideology. Perhaps these 2 tickets to Arcade Fire will be enough to persuade you to stop turning pages. A thick, heavy wall of classic John Coltrane and Charles Mingus albums. For those of you who don't know, that was some jazz artists. Do you know how long it's going to take me to re-alphabetize these? Time together with non-toxic organic rope woven from chemical-free hemp fiber. Grocery carts from Whole Foods is going to stop you from turning the page. Next page is the end of the book, and the hipster, please do not turn the page. The monster at the end of the book, probably enjoying a hoppy aromatic IPA and rocking a man bun. Wait a minute. Here we are at the end of the book. It's only him. Are you suggesting that he's the monster at the end of the book? You think I'm serious? I am so insulted. So that's the hipster at the end of this book. And I bought it just because it's a parody. And I think that appears to be the end of my collection, except I got one last thing. And this is not... actually, hold on. I got 2 last things. Well, let me show this first thing as I'm here. I bought this here. I'm hoping to do my own little puppet show with Grover. This is actually a vintage Grover hand puppet. My hand barely fits in there. But it's even got the label in here. Official Jim Henson's Muppet Puppet. Copyright Muppets Incorporated. Sesame Street on the other side. So it's not a knockoff. It's an original Henson's puppet. Probably from the 70s. But let me show one last thing. I was looking on eBay for stuff related to, and I saw a painting that someone had made. And here it is. They made it, you know, out of one of the, they copied one of the pages out of the book, the last page where Grover says he's also embarrassed. And then I made the picture frame for it. And all I did is I had an old ratty edition of the monster at the end of this book. So I went ahead and I cut it off and I used decoupage. And I went all the way around the frame with pages of that book. I even put the monster at the end of the book at the top, and then who it was written by down here at the bottom. So that's the end of my collection of the monster at the end of this book. If you missed the first 3 or missed the unboxing of the Together box, you can go back and look at those. There you'll find them in my channel here. All right, thank you very much.